What's up, everybody? Rolling down the road here in Missouri, heading to Cheyenne, Wyoming. And I just wanted to comment on the big AEW show, The Winter is Coming, that took place this past Wednesday. I thought it was the best episode of Dynamite they've ever done. I was entertained from start to finish. I really, there's only one bad thing that I could say about that episode. And it has nothing to, well, let's take it back. The Battle Royal was really good. They had a lot of storylines woven in and out of it. Very good Battle Royal. The Sting debut was good. He looked good. Yeah, he's 61 years old, but I don't think he's going to wrestle as much, if at all. I think that it's good to have him there. The merchandise I read online, his shirt is the #1 selling and the fastest selling t-shirt in AEW history. So, good for them on that. Multi-year deal. And then you have the whole Moxley-Omega deal. The Moxley-Omega match, I enjoyed it. It was a little bit slow at the start, but I really, really, really liked the end of it. The finish shocked the shit out of me. I think they could have went into this gentleman's agreement deal a little bit more. I think they could have spent a little more time clarifying that. But I did like the idea of it. Hey, gentleman's agreement, straight up wrestling match, no shenanigans. And the finish with Don Callis coming in, I really like that. I like the fact that they expanded on the Golden Sheik. I had no idea that Kenny Omega's uncle was a wrestler. I had no idea. They did a good job explaining that. They brought Don Callis in actually a couple weeks ago. And even then, it was like something should have been, said. So we should have known then that something was up. Excuse me here. So we should have known something was up then. When Moxley hit Callis on the side of the apron, when Callis was up there with the microphone, and he hit him and flower petals went everywhere. That was cool. I like that. It's little things like that in wrestling that make me pop. And then the finish with the microphone was good. The bleeding was good. I felt they went overboard on the V triggers. I thought that, nobody's kicked out of the One-Winged Angel, but I think he should have hit him with his own move first. Like, he should have nailed Moxley with a paradigm shift and then hit the One-Winged Angel. And then you had the big reveal at the end, Tuesday, Access TV. I got to admit, I'm hooked. I want to see where it goes. I set my DVR to record Impact this week because I want to see the pre-tape. Now, I got a feeling if Impact was smart, they would save that pre-tape because they've already taped everything through the end of the year. So they got to tape. Excuse me. Damn sausage this morning from McDonald's coming back to haunt. They got to do it, and if they were smart, they got to pre-tape something and insert it in. If they were smart, they would save that till the very end of the show. Otherwise, if you do it in the middle, or at the beginning, or even halfway through that second hour, as soon as it's over with, click, people are going to tune out. Because let's be honest, they don't give it, unless more AEW stars are going to show up on Impact this week. Nobody's giving a shit about Impact Wrestling before, so as soon as Omega's there, they're going to click out. Because they don't give a shit about the rest of the show. Now, I just hope that they, I'm hoping that we get a lot of fans tune in for the whole show. Impact does have some talent there, like, Sami Callihan, Jordan Grace, who I'm a huge fan of. They got Rosemary there, Sue Young. They have a pretty good women's division. But I hope that people don't decide to go, oh, well, Omega's not going to show up to the end, so I'm going to go and just not tune in to the last half hour of the show. So, my big gripe with this show is not in the form of the booking. It's not in the form of the wrestling. It's not in production. Well, Joe, what could it be? Well, it's the number one fucking thing, and this is why I think they should have harped on the gentleman's agreement more. Well, actually, no, I'll take that back. The fans knew about it. So let's go back earlier in the match. Moxley brings out 2 chairs, and they start booing the fuck out of him. They really did. They started booing the shit out of Moxley until he set up the chairs in the ring, and they had the big slap fight, which I really liked, the slap to the ear of Omega, and Omega holding his ear. I think that was a legit potato. I mean, well, they all were. Well, you know what I mean. I mean, it was... He's lucky he didn't bust Kenny's eardrum. I wouldn't be surprised if Kenny had him ringing in his ears for hours after that slap. But, anyway, fans booed. Go forward to the end of the match. Now, they all wanted to see Omega take the title. Okay? It reminds me a lot of the Nick Richards, Trevor Lee stuff from, I believe, like 2016, 2017. During that summer at the end where the Weaver Cup finals took place that year. And everybody wanted Nick Richards to win the title, but Trevor won it, or took it anyway. This kind of reminded me of that. Everybody wants Omega to win the title. Is he going to win the title? In this case, they made the right decision. I have to say it. I like this version of Kenny Omega. I like serious Omega. I don't like comedy Omega. I've said that before. But he hits him with the microphone and wins the title. And they cut to the crowd. And people are cheering. They're cheering this man. If this were like 70s, 80s, 90s, even early 2000s, and they had this gentleman agreement stuff, they would be booing the fuck out of Omega. And it just goes back to the fact that I've said this before. The Young Bucks, Cody, Kenny Omega, they could be standing, there's no heels and baby faces. These idiots, they're gonna cheer for them whether they, I said it. Cody and the Elite could be out there killing puppies with a bolt gun in the middle of the goddamn ring. And people, yay! I don't get why they're, Kenny turned heel. He did a heelish thing. You booed the babyface, the champion, earlier in the match for trying to do for what they thought was going to be the exact same thing. Why? What is with you fucking idiots? What is with you fans? What is with you people? I mean, I hear Meltzer all the time go, there's no heels and there's no baby faces. There's no heels, it's all shit. Bullshit! Taz's group are heels. The Dark Order are heels. Kenny Omega is a fucking heel now. He's turned his back on the company. He's going down up with Impact. And y'all are still cheering this motherfucker. It's that type of shit that does harm to the business. It makes the business, seem phony and fake. It's horrible. I don't get what's with you people. I really don't. Anyway. Altogether, good show. Really good show. And I'm curious to see what's going to happen next. They got me hooked on this. I hope they don't fuck it up. Impact Wrestling comes out the winner for sure in all this. Like I said, their women's division interlocking. I want to see Jordynne Grace take on Nyla Rose right now. I would love to see Rosemary take on Su Yung take on Abaddon. That's a fucking program right there. Jordynne Grace taking on Chris Statlander. Chris Statlander's even still with them. Kara Hogan versus Britt Baker's another good match. So they have potential. Rosemary versus Britt Baker would be a good match. There's potential there on both sides. I hope they don't screw it up. On the men's side, Sami Callihan either teaming with or going against Moxley. They have that CZW connection there. Brian Cage versus freaking hell, anybody would be. First thing that came to my mind was Brian Cage versus Moose would be fantastic. Gallows and Anderson versus the Young Bucks would be good. Hell, you got the Bullet Club pretty much back together right there. So, they could join the Elite. They could feud with the Elite. You got the North in there. They could feud with, SCU. A lot of potential there. I just hope they don't screw it up like WWE did. And you don't have to do a full-on invasion. You can just say, hey, well, it's kind of hard now that you're sitting there saying, hey, your champion just basically stole the title and is jumping over to the other side. So this has to be a little bit of an invasion, but after everything's all settled down and the dust is cleared, you can have working relationships with people. It is possible. The problem that you run into when, every time another promotion tries to work with another promotion, is that, Don Callis and Scott D'Amore, are they going to butt heads with Tony Khan on things and vice versa? So we don't know. Anyway, golly. I just wanted to get my thoughts on all that. Hadn't posted a video in a while. Remember, folks, if you see a tractor trailer on the road, give us plenty of room. Do not tailgate us. Remember, if you can't see our mirrors, we can't see you, and we'll see you down the road.